Tension as ex-defense minister Danjuma tells Nigerians to fight, defend themselves as killings escalate in Plateau, Benue. My dear listeners, here is another episode of Gist that brings to your listening ears. As the ex-defense minister Danjuma indulged the Nigerians to fight and defend themselves as killings keeps erupting in Plateau and Benue. My dear listeners, moving on to the full details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. In the face of escalating violence and repeated bloodshed in parts of Nigeria, retired military leader and former defense minister Lieutenant General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma has issued a passionate call to citizens: defend yourselves. According to the respected elder statesman, the deteriorating security situation across the country has made it clear that communities can no longer afford to rely solely on the government for protection. General Danjuma's remark came during a gathering in his hometown of Takum in Taraba State over the weekend. While addressing a cross-section of traditional leaders, community representatives and civil society members, he lamented the widespread killings in Benue, Plateau, and other vulnerable parts of the country, insisting that the tragic event further validates warnings he issued several years ago. 5 years ago, I warned that Nigerians must be prepared to defend their lives. Unfortunately, that warning still stands. In fact, the situation has worsened, Danjuma said with a stern tone. Our people are being butchered in their homes and on their farmlands. The response from the authorities has been painfully inadequate. The retired general pointed to the growing impunity of bandits and armed military groups who, according to him, now operate with little fear of consequence. In recent weeks, attacks in Plateau and Benue State have left scores of civilians dead, houses razed, and entire villages forced to flee under the threat of violence. While not advocating lawlessness, Danjuma stressed the need for communities to develop local strategies for their protection. He emphasized community vigilance, internal security measures, and collaboration among neighboring villages to resist the onslaught of attackers. It is no longer acceptable for us to wait helplessly for government security agencies that are clearly overstretched and in some cases compromised. He declared every community must begin to organize itself to self-preservation. We cannot continue to be sitting dogs. Danjuma, who once held the reins of Nigerians' defense apparatus and remains an influential voice in the country's military and political circles, underscored the need to civil assistance, intelligence gathering, and support networks among local populations. He said bandits thrive where people are disunited and unaware. According to the general, the seeming paralysis of the state to halt the onslaught of the armed gangs and unknown gunmen has left communities across the Middle Belt and Northwest regions vulnerable. Danjuma, who has long been critical of the security architecture in Nigeria, described the recent state of violence as a national tragedy. We have cried, begged and waited, he said. And what have we received in return? More bloodshed. Our mothers are mourning, our children are scared, our homes are burnt, and still the government tells us to be patient. How long shall we wait? The military veteran criticized what it termed a failure of leadership and called for urgent national dialogue on decentralizing Nigeria and decentralizing Nigerian security apparatus. It suggested that empowering state and local governments to manage their security challenges would significantly reduce the dependence on federal forces that are often slow to respond. In recent weeks, renewed attacks in Bokos and Mangu local government areas of Plateau State, as well as Gumal and Okom in Benue State, have led to the death of over 100 individuals, including women and children. Entire communities have been forced into makeshift camps, with humanitarian agencies struggling to keep up with the rising number of displaced persons. Local leaders and human rights groups have continued to raise alarms over what they described as a slow and selective response from federal security agencies. The Nigerian government has yet to issue a comprehensive plan to address the attacks, and many communities now live in daily fear of being the next target. While Danjuma's comments have sparked mixed reactions in some quarters, growing number of Nigerians agree with his central message that the time has come for citizens to look inward and begin taking proactive steps in safeguarding their communities. His call is not for violence, he insists, but for responsibility. Let us not misunderstand what I am saying, he clarified. We are not promoting lawlessness or vigilantism. What I am urging is for every Nigerian to be vigilant, to be prepared, and to understand that our survival is now in our hands. The former minister said the people must unite across ethnic and religious lines to confront the common threat. Our enemies do not ask if you are Christian or Muslim. They do not care if you are a thief or Biram. They kill indiscriminately. Therefore, we must protect ourselves.